Hello, class. My name is Katarina Flores, and I am majoring in business management. I'm currently a senior at California State University of San Bernardino. And today we'll be discussing a few ways on how to overcome the fear of public speaking. Now, this is a very important topic to me as I have always had a fear of public speaking, whether it was in classroom settings, church events, or even at family events. I grew up very shy and timid, so even presenting in middle school and high school were quite difficult for me. Really wasn't until about junior year of college, I would say, that I became much better at presenting in public speaking. And I think this was mainly because of the classes I was required to take for my major, such as human resource management, communications, applied communications. And I feel like these classes really helped me out, at least with practicing and getting comfortable with public speaking. And then I have also come across this article that I read a while back, which helped me gain a better understanding on how to overcome the fear of public speaking. So throughout my presentation, I would be referring back to it, and at the end of the presentation, I'll go ahead and share a link to the article and a little bit of information about it. So let's begin. Let's begin on defining public anxiety, or PSA. So this is the nervousness that a speaker feels before and or during a presentation. This includes sweaty palms, a shaky voice, a dry throat, difficulty breathing, and even memory loss, which are all common symptoms of your normal anxiety. In the article, communication apprehension is defined as an individual's level of fear or anxiety associated with real or anticipated communication with another person or persons. Now, in the article, it also gives a little research that shows 20 to 30% of students experience debilitating levels of speaking anxiety. Now, before I move on to my next slide, I would just like to say that students should not be ashamed of PSA. I remember in my freshman year of college, I had it so bad that I did not show up the day of my presentation and unfortunately failed my class. Now, I instantly regretted this just because I failed my class, but my public speaking anxiety was so bad at the time that I felt like I had to avoid it. And I just, from my own experience, I know it is something that one can work on and become better at. So if any of you do suffer from this, just know that it gets better with practice, and the more practice you get from it, the more comfortable you feel. So this brings me to my next point, as I will be talking about 3 of the most common treatment methods for public speaking. These are exposure therapy, cognitive modification, and skills training. Now, the first one is exposure therapy. This type of anxiety treatment can be infused into course design by creating increasingly challenging speaking experiences throughout the course. It is a critical element in building competence as well as confidence in public speaking. It allows students to progressively build their confidence over the course of a semester, helps diminish the negative connotations associated with public speaking, and it is effective. Its impact can be maximized if used in conjunction with other techniques for reducing PSA, such as cognitive modification and skills training, which I will get into. Now, cognitive modification is the assumption that PSA manifests itself from negative or unfounded thoughts about public speaking. Procedures of it attempt to replace problematic public speaking cognitions with more positive views of public speaking and the self as a public speaker. Reading and discussing public speaking anxiety can offer students a new, positive perspective on public speaking. Identifying 2 or 3 of these strengths for each constructive comment or limitation, instructors can help build student confidence and increase students' perceptions of PSA. Next one is skills training, and this is the third treatment method for PSA, and it is the most used form of PSA treatment. It reduces the ambiguity of the public speaking situation by providing knowledge and techniques necessary for effective public speaking. Now, although it is not as effective as exposure therapy or cognitive therapy, skills training techniques level of difficulty for the assignments presented can provide significant assistance in increasing students' competence and decreasing their speaking anxiety. Now, overall, when I first read this article, it really stuck to me as I've been someone who struggled with public anxiety speech. However, learning about the treatment methods of exposure therapy, cognitive modification, and skills training has given me a better understanding on how to overcome this fear of public speaking. When utilized together, these three treatment methods can have a significant impact on anxiety reduction. Now, in the article, there was a study with the three of these anxiety treatments, and professors found a 10% decrease in students' public speaking anxiety from the beginning of the course to the end of the course. I also found this article very helpful as it educates public speaking instructors who want to help and decrease their students' PSA. Now, the article is Overcoming Public Speaking Anxiety, Practical Applications for Classroom Instruction by Joshua Westwick, and he was actually an assistant professor at South Dakota State University. And here is a link if anybody would like to copy it down or refer to it. I really recommend it as it helped me just gain a better understanding of how to overcome this fear. So thank you all so much for your time, and I hope this helps and gives many of you the same better understanding on how to overcome fear of public speaking. Thank you.